And I'll fix my eyes on the risen one. And because your spirit lives in me, I'll stand. Speak your Lord name, and the darkness must run. Jesus should try with you. The battle's won. You're starring on the run. When the thunder rolls in, you're a defender. When chaos is, will speak your mighty name, and the darkness must run. Jesus should try with you. The battle's won. When I what is what is right, what is not, outside is great. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I can see some people have joined us already. Good afternoon, all of you. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. And welcome to Hour of Transformation, the 10th day of February 2023. And today we are going to be just brief. So last week in fact, from our debut class, we have been talking about mindsets. And I said that we are going to be taking a journey on the mind series. And by the end of it, we would be able to know what our minds are capable of and what we can actually do with our mind. How that our mindsets control our results in life. And last week we talked about transiting to a superior mindset. Yes, anybody who wants to achieve something remarkable in life has to transit from who they are to who they are supposed to be or who they want to be. And I gave us tips on how to transit from your fixed mindset, who you used to be, to who you really want to be. And we talked about a lot of things, but I would like to just go briefly on those things and we move into what we have today. We talked about the process of transiting. We talked about awareness and recognition of your ignorance. Awareness of the fact that there is need for you to change. Awareness of the fact that where the kind of mindset you have right now, it is not going to, take you to where you want to be. An awareness that your future is looking for you as well, but just not this version of you. It wants you to evolve. That awareness. We also talked about valuable information, which also helps in the process of transiting to a superior mindset. And I would like to dwell a bit on this concept of valuable information. You know, we need to learn how to control our subconscious mind. How do we do these things? By the kind of information that we allow into our mind. There are kinds of things that began to happen to you when you had information about something. There is this saying that ignorance is bliss. Yes, ignorance can be bliss in the positive at times, because if you don't know about something, it can hardly, affect you. That's if you're ignorant of it, if you're ignorant rather about something, you don't stress your mind, you just have peace of mind. But then the more you know about some things, the less peace of mind you have. So we talked about valuable information. This information, you can either get it from what you see and what you hear. We said that our ears and our eyes are gateways. They are gateways to our minds. So if you control what you see
see and what you do, gain mastery of yourself or what you can do. But if you don't control what you see and what you hear, you are prone to, getting all manner of information that will definitely affect your thoughts and finally your mindset and the results you get in life. We also talked about shunning negative thoughts, which we are still going to talk about our thoughts and our realities today. We talked about discipline because in all this, it takes discipline for you to, you know, stick to a particular kind of materials. It takes discipline for you to maintain some kind of things. It takes discipline for you to repeatedly do something. That's for you to be consistent in it. So if you are in the journey of transiting into a superior mindset where you have watched the kind of information that you consume, it takes discipline for you not to, you know, move from that kind of information to another one that will contaminate your mind. It takes discipline. And that is it for last week. Today, we'll briefly talk about our thoughts and our realities. That's your thoughts and your realities. Now, what is your thoughts? When you hear thoughts, thinking, we think almost every hour of the day or every second we are thinking, we are on thoughts. Something is always on our mind. What is this thought? And what exactly affects the kind of thoughts that we think? These things are what we are going to be looking at today, and how that our thoughts affect our realities, affects what happened to us. Our thoughts affects almost everything that happens in our lives. And if you focus on a particular thought, you start getting a particular result. If you focus on a particular thought, you start getting a particular result. Your reality is a manifest of your thoughts. That's the first thing you should know. Everything that happens in your life is a manifestation of what you have been thinking. Remember, last week I told us that I don't have to, you know, follow you to your house and know what you are doing. I only have to look at the results that you are achieving. I only have to look at your life and see what is happening in your life outside you, and I'll know what is happening inside. So it is on the basics of Digo, inside out, garbage in, garbage out. So if the kind of results you are getting outside is negative, that means there is a negative thought that you are harboring in your heart. So, have you ever wondered, maybe you were thinking about somebody, just a thought of somebody flashed through your mind, and all of a sudden the person called you. Have you ever wondered what actually happened? Or you started thinking of a blue Mercedes Benz, and all of a sudden, everything you started seeing around you were blue Mercedes Benz. The truth is that all those vehicles, all those cars have been around you, but you've not been able to attract them with your thoughts. Now, it is also safe to say that you attract you attract things with your thoughts, whether positive or negative thoughts. So if you are somebody who is always dwelling on a negative thought, that means everything you're going to be attracting in your life will be negative. And if you're somebody who is dwelling on positive thoughts, you'll be attracting positive things into your life. But the aspect of thinking positive thoughts is something that we find very difficult. Yes, it is difficult. It is something that you grow over time with discipline and consistency. So you need to understand that you attract what you think, you attract what you are, because from what you think you become. I'll repeat this. You become what you think, because there is power in focusing your thought on something. Once you are focusing your thought on something, over time, you start becoming that thing. You start becoming your focus. So if you actually want a positive result in your life, you need to start thinking of a positive thought. You need to start thinking positive thoughts rather. And if you don't want negative results in your life, there is no way, there is no point you telling yourself, I don't want this, because your mind does not even understand that thing you are saying you don't want. All your mind understands is what you want. So you have to think about what you want. You bring those things, you attract those things that you are thinking about. So if there are people, there are a particular set of people in your life that you have been attracting, and probably you don't like those people, or you don't want that set of people, it is because your thoughts have already been calling those people. You have been calling those people with your thoughts. And it doesn't just end in your thoughts, because your actions are influenced by your thoughts. So the moment you start thinking about a particular kind of lifestyle, a particular kind of living personality, you start becoming that thing. You start living that lifestyle, probably without even knowing. And those set of people will start coming into your life. And then all of a sudden, when you find out that you don't want this kind of people, sometimes there is nothing you can do about it. But you can still do something. You just have to change the kind of thoughts you think. Because your thoughts controls every other thing that happens around you. Sometimes we focus on our thoughts. That thought you focus on over time becomes your reality. Your focus brings your desire. That is another point that I want to highlight before we proceed. Your focus brings you your desire. So if you focus, if there is something you want to get, there is something you want to achieve, you just have to focus on getting it. If you focus on getting it, now this is what will start happening, because some people will think that, okay, if I start thinking about this thing every night and day, how will it not happen? No, it doesn't happen automatically. This is how it happens. The universe has a way of taking you to the things that you are thinking about. Those things will not just come to you. Maybe you are thinking of $100,000, $10 million. Nobody will come and carry that money and give you. No, it doesn't work that way all the time. But the more you dwell on those thoughts, the universe has a way of connecting you to people who are also doing that thing. The universe has a way of connecting you to people who will help you. Probably by just being in a restaurant and maybe you came to eat, you might see somebody who also came to eat. And that person will not even know what brought them to that place. It is called accurate timing. Once you start harboring some kind of thoughts, there are people you will start attracting in your life. And sometimes you can't even control it, because your thought is what keeps on calling these people. So it could be people that will help you. They could be your destiny helpers. You can't sit down in your house thinking about your destiny helpers and they will meet you. No. Once you start thinking that thought, you start working, because as you are doing it, as you are thinking it, ideas will start flowing in on how you'll be able to achieve that particular goal. If, for instance, you want to start a business, don't think of that business failing. Once you have the necessary skills that is needed for that business and you've done your feasibility studies, just see yourself soaring. See yourself soaring high. See yourself succeeding in that business. And this is what will start happening to you. All of a sudden, you will start seeing people will want to invest in your business. People will want to help you. But if you sit down and you are only thinking, nobody will help you. Nobody helps a needy person. Once you start doing something as a result of your thought, because your thought controls what you are doing, help will start coming. Again, your thoughts are controlled by your focus, and your focus creates your reality. I repeat, your thoughts are controlled by your focus, and your focus creates your reality. So, know what you focus on. It is very important you know what you focus on. And sometimes you ask questions, people ask questions like, how do I know what I am thinking? Yes, sometimes you might not even know what you are thinking. If you want to know what you are thinking at every point in time, if you want to know what you are thinking instantaneously, just ask yourself one question: how am I feeling? How you are feeling will tell you what thoughts that you are thinking. Because if you are feeling good, you will know that you are thinking good thoughts. If you are feeling bad, you will know that you have been thinking wrong thoughts. That is how it works. And there is a problem with thoughts. Once you start thinking, maybe you start drowning in wrong thoughts, everything that is happening around you will be things that will keep on provoking you, will be things that will keep on supporting that wrong thoughts. If you are drowning in the ocean of depression, you will find out that everything that is happening around you, you open your social media platforms, all you are seeing is probably people who are also in the same situation. If you go out, people you are meeting are people who are also in the same situation. The kind of songs that pop up in your playlist, the same kind of song, because you're already in that thought. You're already drowning in that thought. So there is need for you to control your thoughts, because thoughts become words, words become action. I repeat, thoughts become words, and words become action. So there is need for you to control your thoughts. Now, the big question is, how do you control your thoughts? Because the thought is random. There are times you will tell yourself, I don't want to think about this kind of thing. This kind of thing, they usually weigh me down. And just give yourself a few seconds, you find out you are still dwelling in that thought. And the more you focus on it, the more you keep on thinking about it. And as you're thinking about it, you start feeling it. So, how do you control your thoughts? First, I'll give you just few tips that will help you to learn how to control your thoughts. The first tip I'm going to give you is one, sit quietly at least once a day and focus on your breath. This is a very ancient technique which still works. It's just that because of our busy schedules and your work and different things that we do, we tend to think that this style is outdated because our environment doesn't even support it. Some people live in an environment where every now and then there is noise in that environment. The noise of you allow the noise of your external environment to drown your inner voice. No. And sometimes it's not even your fault. There are regions where 24/7, like round the clock, there is activities. And trust me, it is people, they are human beings who are doing these activities. And the question now is, how do you now find time for you to sit quietly and focus on your breath every day? You can do it early in the morning. It's not even a process that requires much time. Something along the lines of 5 minutes, 10 minutes is okay. Just be consistent with it. When you are quiet and you focus on your breath, you can call it meditation. There is this peace you get, especially if you have something that is worrying you. Now, when you are doing this, a lot of thoughts will be penetrating your mind. A lot of thoughts will be coming through your mind, and it will be you trying to fight those thoughts, will be you deceiving yourself. So they will come, but what do you do about it? You let those thoughts slide. As they are coming, you let them slide. With time, as you are doing this thing, you start gaining mastery over your thoughts. Be focused on a particular thought. Focus on your breath. Do it 10 minutes every day. Just spend some time without your phone, because we live in an era where some people, they will wake up in the morning. The first thing they are doing is, yes, they start looking for their phone. And most people, they will keep it very close to their bed. You won't even check if you can still talk. You just carry your phone and start pressing. You start checking for notifications that is not looking for you. Those things are very bad habit, because if you start your day like that, if you only start your day like that, trust me, you're not going to have a productive day. All you're going to be doing throughout that day would be your social media. And for some of you, if not most people, you don't even earn from those things. All they do is post pictures and check the number of people that likes and comments in their pictures. No, that is a very wrong lifestyle. So from today, learn to stay quiet for at least 5 minutes every day. Keep your phone. Keep off from every form of distraction. Just be calm for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or more every day. But if you start with 5 minutes, you would, progress. You would progress, and you migrate to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and from there you achieve mastery with your thoughts. The second way to control your thoughts is to question your thoughts. Yes, you need to ask yourself, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? At every point in time, what exactly is it am I thinking about? Because sometimes you find out people will tell you, I don't even know how I'm feeling. The person knows they are probably looking very agitated. And you're asking them, what is the problem? They'll say, I don't even know how I'm feeling. They are thinking something is in their mind. And that thing they are thinking is what is controlling what they are doing. So if you question yourself, wait, what exactly am I thinking? And why am I thinking these thoughts? If you're able to answer these questions, you are going to worry about things the way you are depressed about things. Come to think of it, what even causes depression? Most times, it is you trying to compare yourself with other people. But we are not going, that's not what we are going to do today. On a later day, we are going to talk about some of these things. Again, another way to control your thoughts is to focus on positive things. Focus on something that is positive. Now, when we talk about positive things, it doesn't mean that negative things will not come or negative thoughts will not come. They will surely come. In fact, you trying to resist those negative thoughts on your own will be effort in futility. Most times you will fail at it. So, how do you focus on positive things? When negative things come, just use positive things to surmount them. There are environments that you stay in, they are giving you negative vibes, and sometimes you still stay there. Something that is already giving you negative vibe is going to affect every other thing you are doing under that atmosphere. Once you are getting negative vibe in a place, any other thing you are going to do there is going to be affected. That's why if you are feeling good and you are doing your work, you are doing it wholeheartedly and you are getting better results. So if you live in an environment where all you get is negative energy, there is need for you to either leave that environment or replace that negative energy by creating your own positive energy. So always focus on positive things. Like it is something you have to do intentional. You have to be very, very intentional about it. It's not something you leave in the hands of luck, or you are thinking and you're checking, okay, as I'm thinking this thought now, what exactly How is this thing going to happen? There was a time when I was much younger. There was a time I was trekking a very far distance, and I told myself that I'm going to count my steps until I get home. And let me tell you something, I failed woefully so many times. I could be very conscious counting from 1 to maybe 200, 200 and something. I will forget. And then when I get myself again, there are steps that I missed that I could not count. I will start afresh again. That's how it happens. Again, number 4 is embrace the moment. Sometimes, sometimes we run away from what we are feeling. Yes, you know, sometimes we are feeling bad because we are feeling bad. Or you can say we are angry at ourselves because we are angry. No, at times you just have to understand the way you feel, embrace it. The idea is consciousness. Once you are conscious of the way you feel, that is the first step to your liberation. That's the first step to your deliverance, or you understand having control of your thoughts. You don't push those feelings away. Embrace it. Understand this is how I feel. Okay. So how do I, you know, how do I feel better? If I'm feeling angry, if I'm feeling anxious, how do I feel better? You are conscious of how you are feeling. Embrace it. Don't run away from it. And again, finally, will be visualize positive things. The power of our thoughts, our imagination is something that, as simple and cheap as it is, many of us, we don't use it. There are some things you want for yourself. Visualize it. Every form of invention you are seeing now that mankind is enjoying, everything you are seeing, it started as a thought. And that person also saw that thing happen even before they started getting results. More like you are seeing the end from the beginning. So visualize positive things. You want to achieve great things, visualize yourself doing that thing. You want to get remarkable results, visualize yourself where you are getting those accolades. This is how you build your thoughts over time. You learn to control it. The first thing you think about when you wake up affects how your day goes. And the last thing you think about before you go to bed also affects you. Why not, at least if you cannot control some things that are happening around you, why not control these thoughts? The first thing you think when you wake up and the last thing you think before you go to bed. Be very intentional. This is what I want to think. This is what I'm thinking this night before I'm going to bed. It works. It sounds very simple. At least I did not ask you to go and get one or two things that will be very difficult for you. I'm just giving you just direct principles that will work for you and tips that will work for you. So these and many more, which we are going to still talk about in another section, are how you can control your thoughts. Remember, if anybody wants to destroy you, the first place they will attack is your thought. The media, they understand this. I said this last week. They understand this very well. And that is why most movie producers, they spend so much money in production of so many movies that would let us win awards, because they know from this movie, in fact, a lot of people, the kind of perspective they see life from is as a result of what the visuals they have been exposing themselves to. And the thoughts you would think at every point are going to be dependent on what you have been exposing yourself to. You need to understand this. So your thoughts controls your reality. If you are getting a negative reality, if you are getting a negative feedback, just know that what you are thinking, what you are giving out is not positive. You get what you give out. There are thoughts that when you focus on it, remember, whatever you focus on keeps on growing. If you focus on wrong thoughts, you keep on having wrong thoughts. Sorry, if you focus on wrong thoughts, you keep on having a wrong result, or a result that you would not even be happy with. So focus on good things. Focus on positive things, things that you will love to see, things that you will be proud to say, yes, I love this. Focus on those things, and you see your life will start changing for good. And that will be it for today. And we have some comments. Okay, your thoughts is controlled by your focus, and your focus creates your reality. Thank you. Thank you, everybody that joined us. And please do not forget to share with your friends. As you're getting value, you also need to share value with your friends. Don't only tell your friends about things when you know that if you don't invite them, you will not get your money. That's the only time people invite other people in what they are doing. When once they ask you to invite 20 people to get your money back, that's when people will start inviting their friends in what they are doing. So please share with your friends, and if you have any question, you can post it on the comment section, and I will attend to it very fast before we leave. Okay, I can't see any question. All right, that will be it for today. Thank you for joining us. And okay, how do you control your thoughts? Somebody, okay, more like listening what we have said. Thank you very much, Chidema Gloria and Jimmy Pass. Thank you very much for joining, and see you same time next week.
I'll dwell on and I'll fix my eyes on the eternal and the your spirit lives in me. I stand upon this truth, and the earth has passed away, and my mind has been made new. So my love is to you. Every fear is broken by the power of your name. My mind is renewed as I place my trust in you. The heart of Christ, is blood, what brings peace on your